How to fly with your dog. Booking a flight for your pooch isn't quite the same as flying by yourself or your family. If you plan on taking a trip with your dog in tow, you'll want to be sure you research the process ahead of time, possibly even months in advance. Do your homework. For starters, be sure to add your pet when you book your ticket. Depending on your destination, you may have to get your dog tested or undergo a waiting period. This is primarily for international destinations or states such as Hawaii, and so you'll have to get started several weeks if not months before your flight. It's always a good idea to check in with your vet and get the okay for your dog to fly, particularly if they have certain health conditions or any other issues that could be exacerbated by the stress of travel. Most airlines are going to want to see a health certificate from your pet's veterinarian, anyway. Dogs must be at least 8 weeks old and in good health to be allowed on most airlines, and they will likely request proof that your dog's vaccinations are up to date, rabies in particular. And be prepared for a bit of sticker shock. The fees for flying with your pet can range from as little as $100 to as much as $600 or more, depending on the airline, the size of your dog, and the destination. Carry-on pets are usually more expensive to pay for than check pets. Know your rights. If you happen to be considering a flight with your service dog, be sure to brush up on both state and federal regulations that may apply. The Air Carrier Access Act, ACAA, allows any properly trained service animal to be able to provide assistance to a person with a disability during a flight. Service and therapy dogs are also treated differently from airline to airline, although many will let a service dog fly with you in the cabin at no additional cost. Don't forget bathroom breaks. Your dog can't just pop into the restroom before the flight, and once on board, it won't be ideal for your pet to relieve themselves, so an advanced potty plan is always a good idea. Depending on the size and bathroom needs of your pet, you may want to bring a potty pad and maybe even a small trash bag with you, just in case. A pre-flight walk is always a great idea whenever possible. Some airports may even have a dog park or other play area for your pet. It's also a good idea to avoid feeding your dog right before the flight, or offering any sort of people food or other treats that may upset their stomach while they're in the air. Strategically book your seat. It's not a bad idea to book your seat well in advance, and you may want to make it a window seat. If your dog is small enough to fit in a carrier that will be stowed under the seat in front of you, a window seat can ensure that you're not infringing upon the legroom of your fellow travelers. When flying with a larger animal, such as a service dog, you may want to arrange for a seat with extra legroom or ask your airline about other options to allow your dog to fit in front of you without blocking the aisle. Keep them cozy. Flying is stressful for both humans and canines alike, so it's important to plan ahead to ensure that your dog remains as comfortable as relaxed as possible throughout your journey. Be sure to invest in an appropriately sized carrier that your dog can turn around in. You may also consider taking a blanket or special toy that smells like home, particularly if your dog won't be flying in the cabin with you. If your dog isn't used to traveling in a carrier, you'll also want to take some time in the weeks before your flight to help them acclimate to the tight space. Try offering meals in the carrier as well as rewards for any time spent in there. Talk to your vet about any other anxiety-reducing strategies that might be necessary for your pet, including calming medications for particularly nervous dogs.